What's up, guys? I'm here now. I've got a 3x3. This is actually one of my students. He left his cubes in my desk. He wanted me to teach him how to solve all the different cubes he had went out and bought. So I brought it home since I did not have mine, and I'm going to make a tutorial on how to solve 3x3. Again, this is the one I very first learned on. I am YouTube taught. Like, I never sat down with anybody. I did the same thing with the guitar. Exact same thing. I went and bought one, and I started learning the chords, things like that. Same thing with this. Seen a kid, actually, that I had in class. He could solve one of these. Blew me away. I mean, I never really paid much attention to Rubik's Cubes. I mean, I'd never really seen any. Kid had one in my class. He's just solving it like it's nobody's business. It was unbelievable, actually. Actually, my very first memory of this thing is the kids were like, "Mr. Wilson, Mr. Wilson, you have to watch this kid solve the Rubik's Cube." Sets down, they have a timer on, and boom, go. The kid got it in like a minute and, I don't know, it was like a minute, 2 seconds. Was pissed. Legit pissed. Like, he laid the cube down and was mad. I'm sitting there like, "Are you kidding me? You're pissed at a minute and 2 seconds?" He was like, "It's terrible." What are you talking about? Like 2 days later, kid come in, same kid, and like time me. I was like, huh, okay, Boom, go. He got it in 38 seconds. And then you watch these YouTube videos where kids are getting it like in 4 seconds. Beyond me. If you want to know how to solve this thing and solve it well and look like a genius in front of friends, family, whatever, I'm the guy. I can get you solving this thing. I'm not promising 4 seconds, but with practice, you can get under a minute for sure with what I'm going to show you. So, hope you enjoy. Good luck along your journey, and let me know if you need any help outside of this video. Here we go. So as you can see, this cube is fully solved as it was at the beginning of this video, and I'm literally just going to sit here. I'm going to spin it many times. I typically close my eyes, make sure I get a good mix-up of the cube, and so that I know that none of them, I know where none of the colors or anything like that is. I will say that if you're keeping a sheet of paper, the things that I'd write down as far as the process you need to kind of memorize on the steps to do, I would, if I was advising you anyway, I would work on getting a white cross first. I would then pop in the white corners. Then after the white corners, you do have to get the second layer. So there is an algorithm that you're going to need to get the second layer, this middle layer. After the middle layer, you definitely want to get the yellow cross. You could also be dealt with a fish from the get-go, as you'll see here in just a little bit. If you get the fish, great. If not, you need to get a yellow cross, which then leads to a fish, and then the fish will have the yellow side completely solved. And when the yellow side's completely solved, you're like 2 steps away. You need to get field goal post. And then after you get field goal post, you need to swap the top layer middles. So that's kind of some things I would maybe jot down just to keep your thoughts in order, because there's going to be some different moves here that you're going to need, and you can kind of keep those separated. So something that I do is I try and locate the pieces that just have one color on them that also have white. So like here's a red and a white. I want to find the red side with this piece here if I can. So if I turn it to the bottom of the cube, you always want to have white facing up to the sky if you can, or as much as possible, so it'd be just like that. A little bit about the cube, all of these middle pieces, and it's true to anything, any cube that's odd. So this orange piece there, green piece there, yellow piece there, all of these are the corresponding sides. These will never move. So I want to keep the white facing up as much as possible. And I'm going to go to that piece that's got red on it here, this red-white piece. And I'm going to take this, like I said, to the red side. When it is to the red side, I know this is the red side because this one will never move. If you turn this, since white is looking at me here, if I turn it either right or left and then turn that particular piece up, see how it matches the red with the red, and then all I have to do is take the white, up to the white, and I have done that. What I'm ultimately doing here is I want to create mini T's. You'll see here in just a little bit what I mean by the mini T. You're going to have these two, and then these two here will be red as well, and we're going to have mini T's. So I'm looking for the other one that just has one color with white. So here's the orange one. Turn it to the orange side. So here it is. Orange is on the bottom, orange center there. If I turn this left or right, does not matter. Turn that piece up so that the orange will match, and then just turn that piece up so that the white line will appear. Then I have, actually this one is white, orange. It's not where it needs to go, but so you're not always going to have three of one color in a line like that, but sometimes again it'll happen. Look for another one. Here's one, blue and white, blue and white. So I'm going to turn it to the bottom. I'm going to turn it around to the blue side. I know that's blue side because the center, blue's on the bottom. So turn it again, right or left. You need to realize that you're going to knock this red one out in just a second, so you need to move it back in. You'll see what I mean. I turn this up to match the blues. There is a white there. I'm going to take that up to the white. Then I need to bring back what I had. Remember, I did have the red white here, and all it is out of place right there. There it is. So there's the red, red, blue, blue, orange, orange, and also have the green, green. You want to match those up first and foremost, and you get a white cross always. Step 2 of this will be to place the white corners in their correct places. And one thing I always say is that you have to move these that are incorrect, because all of these are incorrect. You have to move them out in order to put the correct stuff in. That's the best way of saying it, I believe. And one thing that I do is I look for a white piece, a white corner. I will look at what color is on the bottom of that. So I'm sitting here looking at a white. I'm curious on what's on the bottom side. When you look at that, it is green. I'm going to take that to the green side. I know it's to the green side when the white is facing me, and so is the green there. That means that this piece needs to go directly above here to join the white there. So the way that I will get it up there, there's more than one way you can do it, but the way that I usually show is I will get this white piece out of the way, meaning I have to get it off of this face I'm going to be moving in just a second. So in order to do so, I need to bump it to the left. I then need to bring the piece I want to replace down, and I need to replace it. And when you replace it, you just want to take the white right back up, and there you go. We're working on our T's. Find you another white. I know there's one here, but I'm just not going to worry about that just yet. I see one on the bottom. That's the one I'm going to look for. Look at the bottom of it. It is green. So I'm going to take this to the green side. Boom, right there. This piece, since there's green on the bottom and I'm looking at the green side, it needs to go directly above. So what I'll do is I'll move this piece out of the way, bring the corner piece I want to replace down, and I will replace it. When you replace it, take it back up, and there we go. We're still working on our T's. We got 2 more to place in there. You want to continue to find it. This is something that I wish somebody would have out there on YouTube would have told me. I had to do this all myself. Notice when white's facing up to the sky, I'm looking for another white piece, looking for another white piece, looking for another white piece. Yeah, there's one up here at the top that's, we can talk about it in just a second if it don't pop down. But what did I do, or what did I need to do when a white one was on the bottom? How did I get white on the bottom, off the bottom and onto the side? And the best way I know of teaching this is you want to place this block. It's got orange and blue on it. Orange and blue. Orange and blue. I want to take it to its correct corner. So the correct corner, it actually is there right now, because here's blue and here's orange. But white is on the bottom. And so what you'll do is if you put it directly underneath where this thing needs to go, it needs to go here, put it directly underneath it. If you'll pull the one that is on the top down and bump the bottom now twice, either direction, notice that, voila, there's now a white piece that is on the side. Take your white back up, and now your white is on the side, and you're ready to rock and roll with this. There is orange on the bottom. turn it where there is blue. Orange is on the bottom, so turn it to the orange side, as I have here. Turn it away from the one you want to replace. Turn the one that needs to replace down, and replace it. Every time you replace, take it back up. There's a perfect little T. Perfect little T. I know you got some green there. I need one more piece, and it's actually setting here. Now, you don't want to take this piece down this way, because if you take this piece down this way, notice how the white gets on the bottom. You just added yourself a step. Instead, you want to take the front face you're looking at and turn it to the right. Notice how it puts that piece on the bottom, and it's also on the side. You can then bump it out of that spot and fix your white. When you fix your white, it's now just like all the other pieces you've been putting in. The bottom of it is red. Here's the red face. You need to turn this white one away from the one you want to replace. Bring the one you want to replace down and replace it. And when you replace it, take it up. Notice you've got all the white. You've got a red T. You have a blue T. These are little T's. You have a orange T. And you have a green T if you were to forget these two anyway. There's your green T. And we are moving on to step 2, which is getting the second layer, which requires an algorithm. Now, for this algorithm, it's pretty simple. The way I teach it anyway, I think it's pretty simple. You're looking for pieces that's on the top. This is actually the one time, there's not many times this happens. I told you at the start of this video that white, I like pointing it to the sky quite a bit. This is one time that you actually, when you're getting the second layer, remember, the second layer, to turn the white down to the ground. And so yellow is pointing up, the yellow side or the yellow center is pointing up. And I'm looking for pieces that fall in the middle, and what I mean by is this green piece, this blue piece, this orange piece, and this yellow piece. I'm looking for those pieces that does not have a yellow on it. So here's a good example. I have a red. Now, I consider this a little T. If I turn it up where white is facing the sky again, that's what I call little T. We want to create capital T's or big T's now, but we want to do it with only pieces that don't have yellow on them. So what I mean by creating a big T is notice that red-blue, when you turn it, it creates a big upside down T. I consider that a capital T. And I want to keep white on the bottom, and I want to make sure that this is not yellow. If that's yellow, I can't work with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to turn this big T, keeping white basically on the ground. I'm going to turn that big T away from me. White is still facing down, and now I'm going to turn white so that it's kind of facing away from me. And I want the angle of the cube, I'm trying to get better lighting, I want the angle of the cube where I can slightly see this T, as you can right now in the video, and I'm curious or wanting to look at this color. This color is green. Now let me turn it. That color is green. You want to answer this question. Where is this color? Is this color on the right, or is this color on the left? And when looking, you would tell me that the color's on the left if holding it exactly like I am right now. So since that color that is looking at you, this green, since it's on the left, you want to turn this away from the left, away from green. Turn the side that has green back at you, and then turn the face that was looking at you that you turned away, turn it back where it was. Now this is the simplest thing I think about when I explain this. After you do that, there's 3 simple steps. Find the 2 white ones. Here's the 2 white. Take those up to the white. Find the single white. You want to take it up to the white. You then want to get these 3 that's in a row, 3 white, get them out of the way and fix the white. So I fix the right side, bring it up, and then I bring back what I had. White is fixed, and you will notice that the, I believe it was the green-red we had. There's green-red. It's fell in place. We want to do this with every block that does not have yellow on it. So I see that I have a blue-orange piece. I can turn that orange so that it creates a big capital T. When you get a big capital T and it does not have yellow, with that piece. Turn the capital T away from you and hold it so that the capital T is exactly as I'm showing in the video there. Then you ask yourself the simple question, where is this color, the color that's looking at you? Is it on the left or the right? Blue is found over here on the left. Since it's found on the left, you turn away from blue, turn the one that has blue on it back at you, turn the front face that was looking at you back where it was. Now you simply, again, you can continue to say this in your head, find the two white, take them up to the white, find the single white, take it up to the white. Get these out of the way and fix the white. So get them out of the way and fix the white. We have placed in the blue orange. I see that I've created a capital T here. It's orange. It has green on the top of it. I'm going to hold it just like this. You're asking yourself, where's green? Because I've created a T. Where's green? Green's on the right. That is good, so you can see both ways. So you want to turn that away from green. You want to turn the side that has green back at you. And you want to turn this back where it was. Find the two white. Bring them up to the white. Find the single white. Bring them up to the white. Get these three out of the way and fix the white. And again, there's orange layer, green layer. We need one more piece. We need the red-blue piece so that we can have the whole second layer. When looking, here it is, the red-blue piece. Create a capital or a big blue T. Turn it away from you. Hold it so that you can see the big blue T a little bit. Ask yourself, where is this color? Right or left? Red is found over here on the left. Since it is, turn it away from red. Turn the side that has red back at you. Turn the front face back where it was. Find the two white, take it up to the white. Single white, take it up to the white. Get these three out of the way and fix the white. So bring the right and then bring it back. And you now see that second layer, blue, orange, green, and red, is completed, and we're moving on to layer 3. Now, there are so many different things that could pop up when you get to this third layer. When you get to the third layer and you fix the first two layers on the side, you do want to be looking at the yellow, so white will stay facing the ground for this. And you could be dealt just a single yellow dot, so just this one's yellow, everything else is not yellow. You could be dealt a yellow L, as I have been dealt in this video. You could already have a cross, which would be awesome. Even better, you could already be dealt with or have a fish, and what a fish would look like is exactly what I have, except those two there would also be yellow. So a fish to me is when three corners are not yellow and everything else is yellow. That's what I call a fish. We will have it in this video. If you're already dealt a fish, you will solve it a little quicker. If you have this L or if you have a single dot, it adds a step to you, but it is okay. So this will allow me, basically I'll be able to cover anything that could happen to you. If you're dealt a single dot or if you're dealt an L, you need to do exactly what I'm about to do. The single dot, you just kind of act as if you see a yellow L like you do here, but you want to do the exact same thing I'm about to do with the yellow L. Now with the yellow L, and why I call it the yellow L is because I'm going to hold it exactly it looking like an L. I mean, if I were to write on paper, that's exactly how I would write a capital L. That I would not write an L that way. I would not write an L that way. I would not write an L that way. So you want to hold it so that it looks like a legit actual L. When you're looking right at your L, you want to take this thing directly up on this stem, up to the white side. So I turn it, I turn it, I turn it, and I want to be looking at this white piece. This white middle piece, I actually want to pull it out and take it to the left. You do take it to the left every single time. So this white middle piece here, bring it down. And again, let me back up. You want to make sure you're looking at an L. Take it straight up from the L. If you don't do it that way, this will not help you. bring that down and bump this piece out from the white to the left. Fix the white so it looks just like that. You then want to bring that piece you bumped out, and it's over here on the left, you want to bring it over to the right side and put it back in. It's that simple. So I'm going to turn it. I'm going to turn it. I bring it to the right side. There it is. And I'm going to bring it down, and I'm just placing it back in. And when I do that, no, I'm not doing magic, but yes, you are dealt a cross or you're dealt a fish. This would be exactly what I would consider a fish. I told you that 3 colors are not yellow, but the rest are. Here's a fish. If you're dealt a fish, you want to hold the nose of the fish in your left thumb. Now, something that I always do is I always take this corner to its correct corner. Like right now, it's not correct, but if I just spin the top, what I mean by the correct corner is red matches up with red, green matches up with green, and I'm able to hold the nose of the fish, so to speak, in my left thumb. If you're only dealt a cross, so I'm going to cover that up, if it looks like that, you still want to do the algorithm I'm about to show you until you're given a fish. Then when you're given a fish, you want to do exactly as I'm about to do, which is place that one in its correct corner, hold it in your left hand, and do the same algorithm until the whole yellow is solved. So this algorithm, the way that I always say it is keep white facing to the ground, keep yellow pointing up, turn the right face away from you, bump the top clockwise, bring the right face back at you, bump the top clockwise. The second time that you take the right face away from you, which is now, take the right face away from you, you want to also bump the top twice as well clockwise. So 1, 2, and then you want to bring the right face back at you. Now, it only required me to do that 1 time, which is nice. You sometimes have to do it 2, maybe 3 times in order to get all the yellow solved. But again, we are down to the last final steps, and we will have this thing solved, which is coming up. Alright, on this last step here, we are wanting to create what I call field goal post. Everything is solved, white layer, first 2 layers, and the yellow layer. The only thing that's not is the side 3rd layer. Now what I mean by field goal post, and there's so many different things that can happen, but I want every face I look at to be all the same color except for the middle piece. So what I'm meaning by that is exactly what is created when I have this. I want it to look just like a field goal post or a U, whatever you want to call it, but everything's the same color but that middle piece. Now notice that that is true here, but as if I turn the cube, that's not true there, not true there, and not true there. So it's only true on one of the sides. There it is. And since it's true on this side, I need to focus on this side so that the other sides will come into play and actually fix to look just like this. So the algorithm that you need, and again, I'm not about the R primes and all that stuff. I just say it in the lingo that, again, that's worked for so many students that I've had, and hopefully it works for you. So what we're going to do, if looking at the cube, keeping yellow facing up, I'm going to take the right face away from me. When you take the right face away from you, I want you to turn the back face to the right as well. So turn the back face to the right as well. Now, when you do that, I want you to take the right face away from you again. Now, when I say take the right face away, you're going to see a white line like that every single time. And I just verbally say to create a white L. So the way to do that is to turn this front face that's closest to you. I mean, if you're holding the cube, I hope you're keeping it this way. I'm turning it so you can see what I'm doing. But turn the front face twice. You see that creates, yes, that is a backwards L, I know, but it just kind of helps kids. It helps everyone remember, oh, okay, I got to create an L. When you create an L, you want to get the white back, you want to bring it back at you, get it out of the way, because you want to bring the back face that you just turned to the right, you want to bring it back to where it was. You want to take the white back up to create the white L again, and then you want to fix the white L, and you want to do it starting with the front. So you turn the front twice, and then you turn the right twice. And when you do so, this is unbelievable. It does happen from time to time, but this cube has solved with just that algorithm alone. Now I'm going to do some work on this so I can show you the last and final step that will occur, because it will not always solve on that step. So what I'll need is to do that again for you. This is what I was looking for, where you have green field goal post, red field goal post, blue field goal post, and orange field goal post. The last algorithm that'll be needed, and again, sometimes it will happen just like it has in this video, that it will solve on the step that we just did it. If it does not, the last thing you'll need is, since I do not have a side that's fully colored, all 4 of them are field goal post, I need to create one side that's fully colored. So I'm going to do that by using the exact same algorithm. That's the last step that I'll need after I do create a side that's colored. So the way that I word this one is I turn the front face twice, and I want to always take the white to the left. It just makes it simpler for people to remember. When you take it to the left, you create white and yellow columns. When you create white and yellow columns, bring your white and your yellow, or your right side and your left side, down where it's looking at you, just like this. I want you to replace these two. Take the white column over here, bring the yellow column over there. You do so by turning the front face twice. Then take those back up to the top where they were, so they're going to be there. Turn the white closest to you and fix the white, which means take the front face and turn it twice. Now notice when I do that, it solved the red, but it did not solve green, it did not solve blue, it did not solve orange. So what I want to do is I want to take that color that's fully solved, spin it away from me where it is facing away, so it's facing the wall right now, and do the same thing I just did. So turn the front face twice. I want you to create white and yellow columns. You do so, I always take white to the left. It's just easy to remember. Bring down the white, or bring down your left and right sides so that you can replace these. You want to spin the front face so that they are replaced, and you want to take them back up. When you take them back up, turn the white where it is closest to you, and you are one spin away from it being solved. Turn the front twice or fix the white, and boom, there it is. It is solved. And my favorite pattern to do on the 3x3 is called the flower, where you take this middle piece down, you'll bump this to the left, take it back up, and then bump the middle piece around. I love doing that as just another little brain teaser for kids after they get to solving it and they know how to solve it. I ask them to try and solve this. Just a fun little way to kind of mess with them. But again, hopefully you found this video helpful. Went step by step. You should, anything that you run into, you should be able to take care of it with anything I showed you in this video. If you think you ran across anything that is different, or that you would like maybe a little different explanation on, again, comment, feel free to. I'd love to answer any questions and help you, because again, if you like Rubik's Cubes as much as me, you want to know how to solve these things, and I want to help you. So hope all's well. Again, week after spring break, 31.5 days, and we're out of here, baby. We're out of school. So let's keep pushing strong, and let's have one heck of April. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you then.